In this video, I'm going to react to 5 convincing signs that alien life exists. Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Kabir Considers. This is the place where I react to music, media, sports, anime, anything related to popular culture. I'll watch it with an open mind and give you my 100% honest reaction to it. And if you could please hit that like button early, I'd really appreciate it. Now, this is something that I truly have a huge interest in. Are we alone in the universe? It's such a big question that I hope is answered while I'm alive. Touch wood. It's just, I'm sure a lot of people wonder, they look up at the sky, at the vast expanse of space, with all the galaxies out there, all the planets. Surely we can't be the only planet with, intelligent life on it. It would be just such a shame. I don't think we are personally. If you were to ask me, I just cannot believe it. Apparently the amount of planets within habitable zones of nearby stars outnumber the amount of grains of sand there are on the Earth. So that must mean there's hundreds of billions of planets within that could sustain life as we know it. There's no way we could be the only ones, but I guess unless the aliens turn up, it's all just guesswork, right? So this video here, I'm hoping it's gonna actually have some real concrete, well, maybe not concrete evidence, because that probably would have made the news, but just decent evidence that backs up my my guess. So let's go. This is going to be me reacting to 5 convincing signs that alien life exists. Let's do it. All right.
People often depict aliens as creatures with big heads and eyes, or we imagine them as a menacing, hostile fleet ready to attack Earth. While it's possible those live somewhere in the universe, there's no definitive proof of their existence, and so they remain in the realm of science fiction. But what if aliens are not just make-believe? What if there's proof beyond a reasonable doubt that there is in fact other life out there that didn't originate on Earth? The next 5 examples may finally answer the question of whether or not we are alone in the universe. These are the top 5 most convincing signs that alien life exists.
All right, let's go.
Number 5, the Mars microbe. Scientists studying images taken by NASA's Curiosity rover noticed distinct similarities between sedimentary rocks found on Mars and various natural formations on Earth that they know were shaped by microbes. Using images taken by the rover at Yellowknife Bay, a now dry Martian lakebed, scientists were able to isolate areas that could have possibly been shaped by microbes on the red planet. Here's how it works. On Earth, microbes often create carpet colonies on lakes and various coastal areas. They rearrange the sediments, forming unique features. Over time, those fossilize, creating a permanent imprint or telltale sign on the surface. These are officially known as microbially induced sedimentary structures, or MISS. Geobiologist Nora Nofk studies these microbial structures on Earth. The oldest MISS on Earth is estimated to be 3.4 billion years old and is found in Western Australia. Nora saw the similarities of the structures in the pictures taken by Curiosity, which included pockets, erosional remnants, domes, chips and cracks, just like those found on Earth.
Yeah, I'm sure that there's definitely life, within the solar system, but intelligent life. That's the big question for me. But life, when it comes to microbes and things like that, maybe even like plankton and stuff like that. Would plankton qualify as? Yeah, I think they do, right? I'm sure we could probably find that within, the solar system.
Beyond shape and form similarities, she also noted these microbial structures also vary depending on where they are found. On Earth, if they are found near a river, they usually form a different set of associations compared to microbial pattern structures discovered in areas with only seasonal flooding. The structures seen on Mars also showcase this unique pattern. Although this doesn't serve as definitive evidence since an actual sample of the Martian sediment would be needed, it nonetheless presents a strong case for the presence of ancient life on Mars. We have never returned any soil or rock samples from Mars, but current plans to do so are in the works, and Yellowknife Bay will hopefully be a focal point. Number 4, the alien harvest balloon. The idea of life on another planet is something we've floated around for a long time. But is it possible that alien life could be closer to us than we think? A research team composed of British scientists released a specialized balloon 17 miles up into our stratosphere to gather samples during a meteor shower, and what it brought back shocked them. Upon its return, they found tiny, unusual microorganisms trapped inside the balloon.
What?
One of the scientists, Professor Milton Wainwright, said that because there's no known mechanism by which these life forms can achieve that height, they must be incoming. This idea was then expanded. If these alien microorganisms live nearby, then they could be—
Is that a tardigrade? I think that's a tardigrade, isn't it? I love how he used this as one of the pictures of aliens.
Be carried to Earth by meteorites, and thus may have been the reason that life on Earth ever began in the first place. Although some have argued these particles could have originated from Earth and blasted into the stratosphere by volcanic eruption, Wainwright disagrees. He argues that the specimens were very clean. They did not contain any dust from Earth or even any cosmic dust from space.
Interesting.
He also adds—
It's almost like they were injected or something like that from, you know, maybe some kind of containment unit outwards into Earth's atmosphere. Interesting theory.
Adds that these organisms don't look anything similar to what have been found on Earth. A separate research project done by scientists working with NASA also discovered bacteria living several miles above the Earth's surface. When air samples were taken, it showed 314 different types of bacteria. 20% were thrown up into the atmosphere from the ground, while the other 80%'s origins are unknown.
Oh.
Number 3, the wow signal. It happened on August 16, 1977. While everybody was mourning Elvis Presley's death, a volunteer of the now defunct Big Ear Radio Observatory, Jerry Eman, stumbled on something extraordinary. While examining data collected by the radio telescope, he found a set of alphanumerical sequences which stood out from the rest. He was so astonished by it that he took a red pen and circled the vertical column 6EQUJ5, writing the word "wow" in the margins. The set of radio transmissions has since been dubbed the wow signal. At that time, the radio telescope was tasked to scan for extraterrestrial signals, hoping an intelligent civilization somewhere might be sending one if they were attempting to contact other intelligent life in the universe.
I don't know, it's just, as much as I am desperate to discover like other alien intelligent life, you know, the fear factor of would they be coming in peace, you know, I can't help but think of that. Because I mean, if they are able to come to visit this planet, it means that they are far more advanced than we are, you know, because we haven't sent a human being to Mars yet. So if alien life can come to us from, you know, outside of the solar system, for example, yeah, they are way beyond us, you know, way beyond us.
The signal originated from the constellation of Sagittarius. It was a steady source of radio waves that stood out from the other data because it was one of the loudest frequencies ever recorded coming from space. It was about 30 times louder than that of the regular ambient radio waves found in deep space.
Interesting.
And so it's widely believed that it must have been an intentionally generated radio signal. From who or where exactly, we have no idea.
Wow.
The entire signal lasted for 72 seconds and was never detected or heard again. Scientists have tried figuring out where it could have come from and even pointed smaller yet more advanced radio telescopes in the same region in space, but to no avail. Number 2, alien fossil in Antarctica.
What?
Discovered in 1984 in Allen Hills, Antarctica, the ALH 84001 meteorite is known to have come from Mars. It's also considered to be one of the oldest remnants of our solar system, forming about 4 billion years ago. Although we do have several examples of Martian...
4 billion years ago. That amount of time, I can't even begin to quantify that. 4 billion years. Way before us, way before the dinosaurs. You know, the Earth was probably a very, very, very different looking place. And to think that we have something from that time, you know, that you could pick up in your hand, it's amazing.
Meteorites landing on Earth. What's intriguing about this one is that it's believed to have come from a time when the red planet still had water. In 1996, NASA scientists examining the rock claimed that the meteorite contained traces of alien fossils. Using electron microscopes, they scanned its structures and revealed several bacteria-like life forms inside. Could this be proof of alien life on Mars at some point? When the findings first came out, it caused uproar. Plenty of scientists rejoiced at the findings and its implications, while others criticized it.
But why?
Even President Bill Clinton made a special acknowledgement about the discovery. What's odd is that even today it's debated as to whether the fossils are real or some form of geological anomaly. It's possible they can't perform proper testing, or maybe they just don't want the public to know the answer.
Maybe it's the latter. You know, imagine the panic in some places if we were to discover, you know, that alien life did exist, you know, at some point on Mars, you know, the closest or one of the closest planets to us. I'm sure that, you know, the government probably knows a lot more than they're letting on, but, you know, it is what it is.
Number 1, the Drake equation. First presented in 1961, the Drake equation was proposed by astronomer Dr. Frank Drake. It was initially created to stimulate conversation at a meeting of SETI, which is the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, but has since been used to give us an idea just how many active, detectable extraterrestrial civilizations could exist in our own Milky Way galaxy. Using this formula and filling in the variables, Drake estimates that about 10,000 detectable civilizations are inside our own galaxy.
10,000?
Other scientists, like Carl Sagan, with his own variables, calculated up to 1 million civilizations. Each of the variables are made of different figures depending on estimates made by those who use it. Basically, the formula itself might look simple, but it's gathering the figure for the variables involved that makes it tricky. You likely won't get the same answers as another person unless you use the same exact numbers. The problem is that there's currently no way to obtain exact figures for most of the variables required by the formula. But the more technologically advanced we become, the more we discover about the universe and our solar system, which leads us to update or change our initial estimates and figures to a more accurate one. Regardless of the figures you come up with if you solve your own equation, keep in mind...
What was that? Was that like are these all of the solar systems or systems of planets within our galaxy? I think it is.
Of your own equation, keep in mind, this only calculates for our own Milky Way galaxy. It's estimated that our universe contains 100 billion galaxies.
Wow. So if you multiply that number, the 10,000 number that Drake came up with, times that by 100 billion, that's the amount of civilizations that could be out there in the universe. Come on, that's just an insane amount.
With this equation, the idea that we are the only forms of intelligent life in the entire universe seems to simply be impossible. So those were the 5 most convincing signs that alien life exists.
Really fascinating stuff. I mean, for me, the biggest one is probably the final one, the Drake equation. You know, within our galaxy alone, 10,000 possible civilizations, you know. and 100 million galaxies out there, in the observable universe, because perhaps, there's probably more to the universe than what we can observe, considering the fact that our technology on the grand scheme of the universe is probably very, very, very primitive. Yeah, I doubt it. I'm virtually sure that we're not alone out there. Just imagine, another civilization thinking the same questions, are we alone? Just blows my mind, it really does. I do hope that we discover it someday. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, turn on bell notifications, and keep throwing the recommendations my way. I know I say it all the time, but they genuinely help me out, because if I know you enjoyed watching something, I'll definitely enjoy reacting to it. So like, subscribe, turn on bell notifications, keep throwing the recommendations, and I'll catch you in the next one.